Hello, guys. Good evening. How are you doing? Let's see. Kevin said, Good evening. How are you doing, Kevin? Hello. Let me check the sound. Okay, it's working. So, tonight I'm gonna read your assignments and make comments and give some suggestions or maybe any corrections if there are any mistakes, okay? So I'm gonna share my screen with you from now on. Here we have some assignments. So first assignment, describing people. Oh, Kevin said, I'm doing great. What about you? Me too. I'm awesome. So here we have the current president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, is probably the most influential person in the world. But his position is not the main thing that makes him so famous. His personality traits, along with his physical characteristics, are the main reasons why he is so known. Donald Trump is an elderly, self made millionaire who is blonde and overweight. The American leader also has blue eyes, a round face, and wrinkles. Probably his blonde bangs is his most famous trait. Yeah, very long. It's nice to see the picture and read the descriptions because we pay more attention to the details of people's characteristics, right? So, and he is grumpy. What a grumpy face. So, here are some suggestions is just to not present, you already know them, but just remember there are some synonyms. For instance, characteristics, traits, and features are synonyms. So features is a suggestion, just a suggestion. When you run out of vocabulary, it's good to have lots of synonyms in order to remember vocabulary easier, okay? The main reasons why he is so known. Another suggestion is to say well known. Well known is a synonym with famous. So you can say well known, but it's just a suggestion, right? You can say known or well known. Known is literally, yeah, conhecido, and well known, muito conhecido, famoso. Donald Trump is an elderly self-made millionaire who is blonde and overweight. The American leader also has blue eyes, a round face, and wrinkles. Probably his blonde bangs is his most famous trait. Yeah, here, maybe. Since you have already used the traits and characteristics, maybe here would be a good place to use the word feature. But it's just a suggestion, right? His most famous trait or his most famous feature. Okay. Assignment number 2, describing jobs. A well-rounded job may be the most important thing in modern world. Since globalization has become the most active tool among nations, people and institutions around the world must be integrated and live peacefully. Throughout history, the ability to be peaceful and still determined has been maintained rare, but it does not mean it should be. Mhm. Diplomats have been carried those skills wonderfully. They are extremely important whenever they are. Yeah, here you mean wherever they are, like place, wherever they are. I guess you mean wherever. Wherever or whenever? What do you mean here? Oh, Fernanda Passos. Hi, teacher. Alessandro Vitoriano. Good evening. Marcos Souza Eberhardt. Hello, good evening. Hi, guys. Welcome, everybody. So please let me know, Kevin, here. They are extremely important wherever they are, no matter where they are. Is that what you mean here? Well, whenever and wherever, I agree, but maybe, I don't know. Diplomats work for their governments. Yeah, I think I meant whatever. Okay, thanks for your feedback. Thus, no, I skipped a line. They represent their national interests and mostly work internationally. Thus, they can contribute to global peace and even to slow down the poverty in third world nations. Usually, they work in international organizations such as United Nations, European Union, and Organization of American States. Their schedules can be classified as indeterminate. Schedules is the American pronunciation because in British English they say schedule. Okay, they're schedules. But in American English, and I know Kevin prefers American English, isn't it, Kevin? Schedules. Yeah. So can be classified as indeterminate because it depends on the situation that they are working on. Great use of prepositions. Depends on, are working on. Great, congratulations. Thus, it is unclear when they start work and when they are going to stop working. Stop working, great structure here too. The set of knowledge they have are really diverse. The set of knowledge they have here, you are referring to the set of knowledge. So it is that okay, Kevin? Here, the verb refers to the word set, which is singular. The set of knowledge they have is really diverse. Most of diplomats, if not all, have great knowledge. Let me see here your comments. Yeah, America first. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I'm reading your comments along with the reading of the assignment. Okay, so here we have so here we have the set of knowledge. Most of diplomats, if not all, have great knowledge about foreign languages, international politics, law, history, and even religion. They are prepared to be respectful towards different cultures and environments. That's it. And this word has two different pronunciations, towards and towards. Towards, towards, or towards. Did you know about it? Assignment number 3, describing daily routines. Since I finished high school, my schedule has been changed a lot. Has been changed. Here you mixed two different tenses in English. Has been changing or has changed. It depends on what you mean. It still keeps changing or not. Because if it's still happening nowadays, you need ing right here. My schedule has been changing a lot. Yeah. But if it has changed. So you just had to drop this word right here. My schedule has changed. Well, I guess if I keep reading, I will find out the correct structure here. Having said, thanks for saying this. I didn't know about it, but I have heard people saying towards and towards differently. I think I would have said it has been changing. Okay, so has been changing. It keeps changing up to now. Has been changing. However, I just made one schedule to follow throughout this year. Here it goes. I wake up at 5:30. Usually, I get up at the very same time I wake up. Great. So you're a very, very active person and very energetic. Yeah, because most people, I think, do not do that. Yeah. I take a shower and brush my teeth. It's really rare to be hungry in the morning, so I just don't eat anything. It's really rare to be hungry. Or you could also say, I am hardly ever hungry. I am almost never hungry. I am seldom hungry. There are other possibilities, okay? I'm gonna write it here because some people are very visual. So you could say, I am hardly ever hungry in the morning. Hardly ever, almost never, seldom. All these words are synonyms. Okay? Another way to say, different ways to say the same thing. So I just don't eat anything. After the shower, I go to study. I go to study. It's not necessary to use I go to study. You can say I study, or if you go to college or to the university or to school. I know you don't anymore, but if you mean college, okay? So here, after the shower, or after having a shower, it's another possibility. After having a shower, it's good. Or after taking a shower. But here you can say the because you have already mentioned the shower, okay? I go to study. You don't need this. You can say just I study, because English is a very sensible language. It's very objective, okay? I mix up my study schedule by studying English. Studying for the TOEFL, the TOEFL test. And correcting mistakes I've been doing. Around 8:30, I take a break just to relax and not stress myself so much. Great, that's really important. If you want to be productive people, taking breaks is the most important part, yeah? Kevin said, I wake up at 4:30 nowadays, so it has been changing a lot. Wow, 4:30. I usually go to bed at 4:30. That's my bedtime, 4:30 a.m., and you're waking up. Yeah. In order to clean my mind, I watch videos on YouTube. Usually, they're about lectures, self-development, politics, sometimes science. I often read in the morning, even though I prefer to do that in the afternoon. Don't you meditate? Yeah, because that's a good way of cleaning your mind. Yeah. So I often read in the morning. Okay. I take a break around 11. By the time of 11 a.m., I get free to read messages on WhatsApp, newspaper, and talking to friends. Most of the news I read are about politics. Most of the news in British English they say news, but news. In American English, news. Most of the news I read is about because news is singular, yeah? Most of the news I read is, maybe I'm making some confusion, but I guess here most, yeah, it is. Most of the news I read is because news, despite ending by S, it's a singular word. It's like the word series. Yeah, series is another word that has singular and plural forms are the same, but it has a series plural form. But this one, no. I try to do it in English. Great. Around midday, I eat lunch. After eating lunch, I just, I just to go. No, now I just go to read. You don't need to go. I just read. You don't need it, okay? You can keep it short and simple. Keep it short and simple. I just read. But if you talk to foreigners and they usually speak like that, maybe you got the habit of speaking this way. But for an objective text, it's better not to use this, okay? Basically, I spend the whole day by reading, studying, and talking to foreign friends. However, my schedule is a little bit different on Sundays and Mondays. Sometimes on Sunday, here you need on Sundays. You need plural, okay? On Sundays. Except if you are referring to a specific Sunday, next Sunday, last Sunday, okay? I see my friends from high school on Mondays. Oh, here, that's right. On Mondays, I have English class at the time of 8:30 p.m. Oh, this has changed as well. Yeah, Kevin said that's a good idea. I've never tried to meditate. Yeah, that's a good idea. On Mondays, I have, you can say an English class. Yeah, because you have a class. So I have an English class or an English lesson. It's very common to use the word lesson too. Just a synonym at the time of 8:30 p.m. After I have watched the class, I try to review. Here it's good to use a comma. I try to review things I've watched. When I have the PDFs, I just add the new sentences and words on Anki. Mhm. Add. When you add something to something. We usually use on to refer to websites, softwares, programs, yeah, and also some appliances like TV set, on TV, on DVD, on the DVD player, yeah, on the radio, on the internet, on YouTube, okay? But here you have the word, the verb add. I just add the new sentence and words to Anki. Yeah, when we have add, we usually no, we use to. Let me see here. Add add something to something. A new wing was added to the building. Shall I add your name to the list? Okay, so you have to say here, add new sentences to Anki, okay? But maybe it's also possible to say that. But here I'm sure it's correct because you add something to something. By the end of the day, I repeat everything, reading books, articles, online newspapers, usually Sputnik News, a Russian Sputnik, I guess, or a Sputnik, I don't know how to say that. Sputnik, a Russian newspaper that has opinions pro-Russia government. I don't have an exactly time to go into bed. Yeah, here you say to go to bed or for going to bed. I don't have an exactly means exatamente, so an exact time. An exact time is better. Say to go to bed. It's better to say like this, to go to bed. Depending on how many things I have to do, I go to sleep early, around 11 p.m. However, when things do not go really well, just because I had an unexpected situation, I go to bed around 2 to 3 a.m. Yeah, I remember you have talked about it when you were taking the course, the first English course from zero to advanced, and you were taking the challenge, the 10-week challenge. You mentioned you usually studied around 2, 3 a.m. It was a tough time, yeah? Everything changed. So, describing places. Ever since I was born, I've been trained to serve you. Remember? Ever since I was born, I have been living in the same place. In the same place. Sometimes we can also use at the same place, in the same place. Maybe. I'm not sure now if we have two possibilities here. It is right, but at sounds right to me too. Let me see. Yeah, take from the place, believe it or not. No examples. Oh, here, in three places. I know in is correct, but at, I think I have already seen, but I'm not sure. In all the right places, okay. I've set a place to change places. Wow, lots of examples with place. Yeah, place is in, but I'm not sure if we can see at sometimes all over the place because you see, yes, I'm in the right place. Remember, in is 100% correct, but sometimes we can use other prepositions. Maybe I'm making a confusion here, but here it's right. My doubt was if it could be interchangeable with at. Yeah? But okay, it's great. Although there were a few moves throughout my lifetime. However, in this assignment, I will describe my current home. Yeah, in this assignment, that's correct. My house was built in 2008. It was designed by my father. It took 1 year until the two-floor house was ready. Great two-floor house. Did you know that another way to say that is the two-story house? It's very common to find this in books. Two-story house. or two-floor house. It's just an option, okay? Another option. Did you know about it? Two-story house. My house's shape is different. My house's shape. Yeah, when we talk about something, we can say the shape of my house shape. Yeah, my house's shape. We don't usually see the genitive case with things. It exists, but it's not very common. You could say just my house shape is different, okay? Or the shape of my house. It has a curved straight shape. Curved straight shape. That's interesting. Curved straight shape. The very first thing someone can see when they get in here is a small lobby. It has a glass brick window towards the kitchen. Going to the left, there is the gray granite curvy stairs. Going to the left, do you mean turning? Yeah, you can turning or going to the left. It's possible to say turn, but we usually use turning directions, yeah? So we can say going to the left, it's okay. There is the gray granite curvy stairs. It has 15 steps. Well, you're very specific. Yeah, turning. We can say turning to the left or going to the left. So I'm gonna use a synonym here, okay? Just to keep in your mind that you have two possibilities. Next to it, there is the living and the dining room. The living room and the dining room, both are in the same place. It is really spacious. There are three big arcs, or here, let me see, arch, we say, or yeah, arched. There are three big arched glass windows on the wall close to the stairs. Very good. On the wall. Close to the stairs, next to. The use of prepositions is great. Going to the right, or yeah, turning right, or going to the right. There is an arched entrance where the hall is located. In the hall, there is a big opening with a gold granite countertop. Great, must be very beautiful. There is a big opening with a gold granite countertop. Going through the hall, there are two entrances. One is the entrance of the toilet, and the other one is the entrance of the spacious kitchen. Inside the kitchen, there is another entrance to the laundry room, where it has another door towards the yard. Here, you don't use has, you have to be there is, yeah? Where there is, inside the kitchen, there is another entrance to the laundry room where there is another door, because you don't have a subject for the verb has. Can you see? You can say the kitchen has, the laundry room has, but where has, it's not possible. You can say where there is, because it's existence, okay? The existence of something there. Yeah, Gavin said, I remember you said, be specific, give details. I overdid it, but it's good. It's it's better to overdo it than be very short, yeah? So here, very concise. Some people are very concise. So, let me see. Okay, there's another door towards the yard. This door is next to the main door. Going upstairs, there is another lobby. It is not so big, and it is not a very comfortable place because of the lack of air circulation. In this lobby, there is a computer. Next to this lobby, there is a narrow L-shaped format hole. In the end of it, there are 3 doors. Here, there is a difference between at the end or in the end. When we are mentioning the end of something, we say at the end of the book, at the end of the year. But in the end is like, oh, we had a hard time during the course, but in the end, everything finished well. So in the end, like not exactly at the end of the course, but in the end of the tough situation. It's something not very objective, but here it's at the end of it. You are being very specific, okay? There are 3 doors which are the entrances of the suites. The middle door belongs to my parents' suite. Great, parent suite. You don't need another S. Their curvy suite is the biggest of the house, and it has 2 windows. The left door belongs to my suite, which is spacious and comfortable. Even though it has a window towards the narrow hall, it is uncomfortable because of the lack of air circulation. So, let me see. The right door belongs to my sister's suite. Her suite is not so big, but still wide and comfortable. It has a window. Even though my neighborhood is convenient, it does not have everything. Sometimes it is necessary to drive for a long time in order to reach hospitals, bigger supermarkets, and bakeries. Great description of your house. Favorite place. My favorite place is my suite. It is spacious and it has almost everything I need, especially when it comes to studying. It has a single box bed, a black wood computer table. Yeah, you can say a computer table or a desk. Yeah, because desk is a table for working and studying. Yeah, so you can say table or desk. It's a very common word. A black, soft, comfortable chair and a gray Sonoma oak chest of drawers. Let me see. Oak chest. I don't know this word. I don't remember this. Let me see. What do you mean here? A gray? I don't know this word. What does that mean? Is there this word in the dictionary? No, it doesn't have this word. Maybe you can explain what it means. Okay, so here I don't know this word. Oak chest of drawers with a lot of books. Maybe a good thing I like to do is it's the type of wood. Oh my gosh, the type of wood. That's why I don't know that. This word doesn't even, it's missing in the dictionary. Oh, so let me see here. Oak. Oak, I know the word oak, but I didn't know this kind of wood. Wow. Now I see. Great. And how do we pronounce it? I don't know how to say that because I have never heard it before. Let's see if there is this word in this dictionary. No, there is not. Where did you learn this word, Kevin? Where did you find it? I didn't know it. I'm gonna check the pronunciation, yeah? Let me see here.
Sonoma.
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 Sonoma. So it's Sonoma, guys. The other students who are here. I don't know if you already knew that. Here, I learned that when I was looking for online stores in the furniture section. Great, because we learn a lot when shopping online. Remember the color of clothing? It was very different. Great. I love learning from you guys. So, with a lot of books, I had a television, but recently I gave it to my parents because of the lack of use. I see. I had a television. You can also say, I used to have. That's very common if you don't have it anymore. I used, or it's not. I used to have. Okay, I used to have. It's very good for this for the situation here. Mm-hmm. City I have visited. German's traditions have a strong influence in Petropolis. This former imperial city has a long history. I have visited Petropolis. Here you are being specific. You are specific. You said when, the year, so you don't need to have. I visited Petropolis in 2018, okay? Throughout my visit, I went to historic places such as the Imperial Museum, the main cathedral, the Quitandinha Palace, Santos Dumont. I don't know how to read it. Santos. Oh, here's how they say it. Oh, great. hmm Yeah, let me see here. Santos. I don't know how to read it. House and others. Let me see here. Let me check. Do you mean, is it correct or maybe there is any spelling mistakes? Because I guess there is something wrong here or not in others. What surprised me most was the fact that the city is really clean and cold. I don't know how to pronounce his name in English. Okay, neither do I. So let's check. I have never heard it before. Let's learn together. Let's see them. So let me find the YouTube again here. Okay. Yes, Santos Dumont, right? Because I was suspicious here. It was suspicious. Santos Dumont. hmm And others. What surprised me most was the fact that the city is really clean and cold. Since it is really high, this city is located among the mountain range of Serra dos Órgãos, which makes the winter the best season to visit. Even though it is not a big city, The shopping is a good source of income to the city. Here, if you're talking to shopping in general, you don't need article, okay? Even though it is not a big city, shopping is a good source of income to the city. Because when we say the, we are limiting, we are specific, okay? It has restaurants, shopping malls, stores, wide parks, and even a beer factory. Great. Simon 5 describing animals, describing clothing. Let's see. The fashion marketing is too aggressive, which makes people think they need new clothes just because they are fashionable. Great. However, this idea can develop a bunch of problems, such as the disproportionate amount of clothes that usually people have. Usually comes between the subject and the verb, okay? That people usually have, okay? So here is the position. I'm going to put it another color in order to highlight it so that you remember. People usually have, okay? However, they usually use a comma, okay? The idea of being old-fashionable, shopping addiction, etc. Even though wearing different types of clothes or clothing, both are correct, okay? Clothes or clothing. Here you have another option. Even though wearing different types of clothes or different types of clothing is important to people, I do not think it is important. In general, people pay too much attention. Here is too much attention to what they are wearing. And although each person has their own style, there still are people who choose convenience over fashion. Yeah, that's true. For example, remember we have here, for example, and for instance, great. I do not think that the idea of buying clothes when I do not need it is appropriate. I do not think that the idea of buying clothes when I do not need them, you can use them to refer to the clothes you have just mentioned. Since the durability is the most important factor to me, I do not care about what I am wearing as long as I feel comfortable. For this reason, I prefer to use common clothes without brand stamps and stamps in general. Yeah, we usually say designer clothes. I prefer to use, we say common clothes. There is another way of saying that, designer clothes. Designer clothing, and another way of ordinary clothes is a synonym with common, okay? Common, ordinary, but there is another word I don't remember now. Let me think for a while, for a little while. Don't remember now, but common and ordinary are synonyms, okay? Usually, the types of clothes I like are exceedingly simple, like short-sleeved, solid medium shirts, mostly are dark, and jeans. However, depending on the place, oh, here you use the comma. However, depending on the place I am going to, I will use a black suit. Depending on the place I am going to, I use, here is better to use wear, okay? Because when it comes to clothing, we use wear. And it's not necessary to say will. You can say, depending on the place I'm going, I wear a black suit. For instance, when a wedding is coming or a formal event, probably, I will probably, this is the position, okay? I will probably wear a suit. I will probably wear a suit. When a wedding is coming on a formal event, I will. However, this is kind of a rare situation. Kinda is very informal, okay? So depending on the tone you give to your text, you can use it more in speech, okay? This is a rare situation since these events are not common and usually they happen, okay? Adverbs of frequency you put between the subject and the verb, and they usually happen 2 or 3 times per year. Per year is okay, or a year. In conclusion, choosing your type of clothes is no longer a normal activity, but it shows not just your opinion, but also how able you are to maintain your own style regardless what society thinks. Great conclusion. Assignment 7, describing common complaints. Fortunately, I have never faced a problem while shopping online. Yeah, you're a lucky guy. Describing foods. The last one, eating whatever we want is seen as something normal, fun, and even popular all over the world. However, it can bring some consequences. In my estimation, I eat whatever I want without control. But this is not great for my health because food can be greasy, processed, and undercooked. For example, if my family is not too patient to cook something, I will probably get, okay? Probably also comes right here. I will probably get the easiest thing to prepare, although eating junk food is not my favorite thing to do. I still have to eat it frequently, especially when cooking takes a lot of time to my family. Since I do not know how to cook. Yeah, I still have to eat frequently. Let me see. I will read it again. For example, if my family is not too patient to cook something, I will probably get the easiest thing to prepare. Although eating junk food is not my favorite thing to do, I still have to eat it frequently, especially when cooking takes a lot of time to my family, since I do not know how to cook. Another example, when I wake up late, I tend to stay tired all the way. Yeah, sure. The same happens to me. When I wake up late, oh, here, what you mean when you sleep too much than you are used to? I tend to stay tired all the way. It means I will have to prepare ready meals to eat lunch. You can say make, yeah, make. We usually use the verb make with foods. This type of cooking is extremely fast, but this is not so healthy. Ready meals usually receive chemicals, which makes the taste artificial and dangerous. Here, we have, let me see. You said chemicals. So here, let me see. You receive chemicals, which makes. If you refer to the chemicals, ready meals usually receive chemicals which make. The chemicals make. Okay? That's what you mean? Receive chemicals which make the taste artificial and dangerous. Chemicals make. Do you understand? Plural, so you need make. In some countries, industries tend to use transgenic feed in grains, which makes your probability of getting cancer higher. Tends to use transgenic. Let's see here. Feed, okay. And grains. Here is the same situation. If you here use transgenic feed in grains, which makes. If you refer to the grains, it's make, right? In grains. Finally, foods can be undercooked. Even though it is rare to eat undercooked meals, when I eat out, it can happen, since I never know how the chef prepares the food. Here you need S because it's, but here not chief, yes, chef, yeah? The chef who prepares the food. Since I never know how the chef prepares the food. However, it depends on the restaurant and how they serve the food to their clients. On the other hand, going to a good restaurant can be healthy and fun. For instance, there is a big Italian restaurant in my borough. Every time I go there, I order my favorite food, which is Hawaii spaghetti. It has spaghetti, shrimps, broccoli, and garlics. However, going there, yeah? Going there is almost rare since nobody eats at restaurants every day. Going there is almost rare since nobody eats at restaurants every day. Oh, here every day must be separate. Every day is the characteristic, the adjective, okay? It's at restaurants every day. As it demonstrates, the kind of food I like is pretty simple. I like to eat normal things, and I do not like to eat spicy, heavy, or bland food. As I have illustrated, eating whatever we want can be dangerous and unhealthy. The right thing to do is to balance what we often eat, or perhaps following a diet that can be flexible to each person. Would you like to be healthier? Yes, I would, and I will. That's it. Great assignments. I guess you could learn some things from this. Yeah, but you write really great. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen. Here I am again. So that's it for today. Next class, is our last one, yeah, like this, in this format, and then we'll have another hangout. So 2 more lessons, meetings for us. Okay, let me see your comments. I think it's solid clothes. Yes, solid clothes. No, there's another word, designer clothing and common, ordinary. I don't know if there is any other word. If I remember it, I'll let you know. Clearly, my most frequent mistake is the position of frequency adverbs, but it's not difficult. The right position is between the subject and the verb. And when we have an auxiliary like will, it comes after it, okay? And when the verb is the verb to be, it comes afterwards, okay? Afterwards the verb to be. I still need to write the health problems assignment, phone call assignment, animal assignment, and the academic essay. I am allergic to shrimps, but I eat it anyway. Wow, so shrimps, plural. I'm allergic to shrimps, but I eat them, or I eat shrimp anyway. So, yeah, great. You can write these assignments, and then you can send me. That's it for tonight. Good night, everybody. See you next Wednesday. Bye.